I really would like now to move to the final section of the summit, which is about, next steps, because we have gathered a lot of people, we have gathered a lot of initiatives, a lot of ideas, energies, but we need to, to really remember that we will be able to really do something concrete, and we have an amazing opportunity, which is the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. And first of all, I would like to thank the European Commission, who has chosen our summit to launch their Ocean Literacy Initiative. And we are very proud to have the Commissioner for Environment, Ocean and Fisheries, who is, has recorded a video for us, and also, again, to use this opportunity to launch the EU Ocean Literacy Initiative that we, as IOC of UNESCO, also very proudly contributed to. So I kindly ask the host to put on screen the video of the EU Commissioner.
Dear participants, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, today is the World Oceans Day, the day when we invite all citizens to reflect on the oceans, on their importance for our well-being, on our collective responsibility to care for them and to protect them. This year's World Oceans Day is all about our 30-30 ambition to achieve 30% marine protected areas by 2030. This is a very important task. The situation of global marine biodiversity is dramatic, and we need to turn the tide quickly. That is why the European Commission adopted a new 2030 EU biodiversity strategy in May. It is also why ocean preservation is part of the European Green Deal, our long-term strategy for sustainable growth. But ambitious political goals cannot succeed without strong public support or without scientific backing. The triangle of governance, science, and literacy is essential. This triangle is also part of the UN Decade of Ocean Science, starting next year, and part of today's Virtual Ocean Literacy Summit. You will have seen from our participation today that Europe is keen to contribute to these initiatives. I firmly believe that through ocean literacy, we create awareness, which in turn can lead to behavioral change. When people understand, they engage and act more responsibly. I believe we can help preserve the wealth of our ocean with its tangible and hidden treasures by helping citizens understand better its importance. We should be all aware that many of our everyday decisions affect the health of our ocean. That is what has driven us to create a new initiative on ocean literacy, and I am very honored to formally launch today at this virtual summit the EU for Ocean Coalition on Ocean Literacy. EU for Ocean is the EU-wide initiative for co-building and testing innovative ocean literacy approaches. It engages different audiences, each with their own particular role. First of all, we want to involve the European youth. Young people are a vibrant and passionate part of our society and our best investment in the future. The Youth for Ocean Forum will help them develop new initiatives and become real change makers. Secondly, we target in particular pupils and students. We will set up a network of blue schools to bring the ocean in the classroom, even in areas far away from the sea. The network will be open for primary, secondary, technical, and vocational schools. Finally, we reach out to all organizations active in ocean preservation and literacy. This will be the role of the EU for Ocean platform to connect organizations and support them when developing new ocean literacy initiatives in Europe. Although dedicated to Europe and its different sea basins, EU for Ocean will contribute to ocean literacy initiatives involving non-EU countries sharing our regional seas and oceans, as well as organizations committed to ocean literacy at the international level. we will host the first EU for Ocean event in September this year with a series of virtual workshops. Information on the dates and the concept will follow soon, and we hope you will join us on that special occasion. I'm looking forward to a fruitful cooperation this year and in the coming decade of ocean science. Thank you.
Thanks to the European Commission again for choosing this summit to launch their EU initiative. And I'm now very happy to give the floor to Kenza Kalafi, who is the Partnership Manager of the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection. And at the level of its new branch, the Second International Center for Environmental Training, launched by Her Royal Highness Princess Lala Hasna, President of the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection in June 2019. The Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection is based in Rabat, Morocco, and has 2 decades of experience in coastal protection and in supporting the UN Decade of Ocean Science. The Hassan II International Environmental Training Center is a center entirely dedicated to raising environmental awareness and education in Morocco, Africa, and along the Mediterranean region, and is currently working on a proposal of being a hub of ocean literacy in Africa. Kenza also works closely with the UNFCCC in the Action for Climate Empowerment for training and public awareness at local level, as well as with UN ECHO and the Global Action Program on Education for Sustainable Development. So Kenza, the floor is yours, and please tell us how we can build a new network for ocean literacy in Africa.
Thank you, Francesca. And first of all, I would like to tell to everyone here, Happy World Ocean Day to everyone. And I would like to really thank Francesca for her continuous collaboration and Adrian behind the scene for the technical support. So yes, I'm here today to represent the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Training, an NGO that acquired since its creation a concrete track record and a recognized history of activity around education for sustainable development. Specifically on the thematic of ocean, the Foundation has supported and facilitated the work around the major interface between the generators of knowledge and the end users through awareness raising and education for sustainable development, and especially among youth. The added value of the Foundation is beyond bringing expertise and the right pedagogical tools, as important as these are. It is also important to mobilize and facilitate a network of resources and stakeholders. As you said, the Mohammed VI Foundation, under the presidency of Her Royal Highness Princess Lala Hasna, after 20 years of creation, inaugurated the Hassan II Center for Environmental Training located in Rabat, the capital of Morocco, an environmentally building with a commitment to be a regional hub to education for sustainable development. A new venue to empower students, teachers, academics, civil society representatives, and economic actors from Morocco and all over the African continent to fully commit to education for sustainable development. Next slide, please. The program at this center includes on-site sessions and workshops, as well as e-learning modules, and are open to young communication professionals in and outside Morocco, with a special focus on African countries. Next slide, please. Administration. The center hosts the African Youth Climate Hub, launched on the occasion of the United Nations Secretary General Climate Action Summit in September of last year, and that to support the voices of youth, to make their voices heard, and most importantly, to have the skills to act locally. In fact, elevating the voice of youth, we do believe that it is really important, and by raising awareness regarding environmental issues, and most particularly ocean issues, which is why we are all here today. Next slide, please. The Foundation's approach, especially with the opening of the center, is supporting the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development by facilitating first South-South and triangular cooperation and second, with a specific focus on Africa, the Mediterranean area, and the youth. We do believe in sharing best practices and connecting people. A lot of people during this summit talked about the connection of people. It is really important for us also. Ocean literacy needs to be promoted and carried out in different manners, from awareness and training sessions to digital offline and online pedagogical tools. We do believe that one of the most impactful experiences for the young audience are the field experiences, simply by taking them to the sea, interacting with the researchers from the scientific world, engaging learners to understand basic marine ecology, threats to ocean systems, and about the opportunity for the sustainable use of living marine resources are the most important and rewarding exercise at the human level, but also to achieve behavioral change. In conclusion, I would like to leave you with some thoughts. Ocean literacy contributes to education for sustainable development. The foundation and center main mission are education for sustainable development, and it is and needs to be at the heart of everything we do. In that regard, the importance of work on ocean literacy, ocean knowledge, ocean education must be further supported and be integrated in this ESG framework, but also other frameworks such as education for climate change. The involvement of youth cannot limit itself to ad hoc symbolic efforts, but must be a continuous intergenerational dialogue focused on action. And not everyone is familiar with ocean-related subjects. We all need to be better informed about how we affect the ocean, how the ocean affects us, in order to be sure that our behaviors do not affect our ultimate resource, which is ocean. And last but not least, the need of a global cooperation and an exchange of good practices is crucial to achieve the decade objectives, with the need to engage private sector, scientific community, government, representatives, and civil society around the youngest generation to transform knowledge into action. And thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kenza, and thank you for your contribution, for your continuous support to the IOC of UNESCO, to the UN Decade of Ocean Science, and to really willing to take this role of helping us involving the African countries in our endeavor. And last but not least, I would like to give the floor to my colleague, Julian Barbiere, who is the head of the Marine Policy and Regional Coordination section at the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO. He's educated as an environmental scientist. He has approximately 25 years of experience at international level in the field of ocean sustainability, ocean governance, and implementation of ecosystem-based management approaches at various geographical locations. He is now leading the preparation phase of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and he will tell us what's next. Julian, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Francesca, and congratulations to you, Francesca, and to all the panelists for giving us a really vibrant, diverse, and inspiring vision of how ocean literacy can be a major driver for delivering actions towards a sustainable ocean. So the ambition of a UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development is really to create a global movement to generate the body of science and the knowledge the world needs to achieve a healthy and sustainable planet. Yet, and we have heard this many times, the vast majority of humanity is unaware of the many benefits they derive from the ocean and its ecosystems, and how their actions actually affect ocean health, and how the changes in ocean health in turn affect their well-being and survival. This is really the challenge that we have in front of us. So in a sense, this decade of ocean science for sustainable development is very much a decade of ocean literacy, where the transmission, the sharing, the communication of knowledge to support action is at the heart of everything we are and will be doing. The mission of a decade, as it is defined in its implementation plan, is transformative ocean science solutions for sustainable development, connecting people and our ocean. And I just want to give you my perspective on this connection, which I think many other panelists have highlighted during the course of this summit. Those are essentials, and that's really, I think, at the core of also the ocean literacy principles. And when we're talking about connections, we're talking connections about different stakeholders, the ones who generate the knowledge, the one that uses the knowledge. We need to create connections across culture, and we need to also recognize that not one model fits all. We need to recognize the contribution and the power of traditional and indigenous knowledge, for example. We need connections across disciplines, bringing together natural, social sciences, together with the arts, culture, sports, and communication. And today's exercise, I think, was a great example of the richness that those different dimensions bring in conveying the messages we are caring for. We need connections across generations, and all living and future generations can find a space to build this common vision for a healthy and resilient ocean. And of course, we need connections for the ones who have the capacities and those who do not have those capacities, so they can share and no one is left behind. So our vision is that through the decade, we will enable and scale up actions in all sectors of society regarding ocean sustainability in order to accelerate this shift that we've been talking about in the way our ocean is valued, understood, and managed. So during those 10 years, ocean literacy will play a key role in advocating for sound public marine policy in terms of mainstreaming ocean and educational systems, fostering more responsible citizenry, encouraging more ocean-aware corporate practices, and of course, stimulating young people to start a career in the sustainable ocean economy, in ocean science, in marine policy, or ocean conservation, amongst a few. So these are the pillars of the actions to drive our ocean literacy strategy in the context of a decade. But this is a collective exercise, so I would really like to invite you to contribute to this strategy and enrich it with your own suggestions and innovative ideas so that it reflects the richness and ambition that the world needs. And of course, you know who to turn to do this. Please contact Francesca Santoro, who is our lead person at the IOC Secretariat on Ocean Literacy. We are now in the process of finalizing the implementation plan of a UN decade, which will be presented to the UN General Assembly at the end of this year, prior to the start of a decade on 1st January 2021. So our hope is really that all nations around the world will embrace this action plan and start investing, developing, and implementing transformative actions to support the 10 ocean challenges that Vladimir Ryabinin highlighted at the beginning of this summit. As we are ready to launch the decade, I would also like to invite the ocean literacy community to initiate and submit initiatives for endorsement as decade actions in response to the calls for actions that will be issued towards the end of this year and on a regular basis thereafter. Let me be clear, there are no predefined scale of interventions, no dollar minimum. We are not just talking about research projects. Everything can become a decade actions as long as it buys in with the criteria of a decade of transformation. So whether you are working with a local community, you are a concerned business leader, you are part of a network of ocean educators or early career professionals, you are in government and you want to invest in ocean education, join this movement and propose your ideas and energy so that we can work together for this unique framework that the decade offers. And of course, on our side, to support this process, the IOC and its partners, and many of them are here today at this summit, we will continue to support your countries, your stakeholders to develop the skills, the tools, and the resources needed so that we can build and share these initiatives across the global community and make them even more impactful. So that's it, Francesca. That's really my message I wanted to convey today. Let us begin this journey together so that by 2030, we can all proudly say that we have the ocean we want. And of course, if you want more information on the next steps, please follow us on our communication channels. We have the Decade website, the Ocean Literacy portal, as well as the IOC social media, and you will be able to find out more information. So thank you very much and happy World Ocean Day.
Thank you so much, Julian. Thanks for this call to action. So I take this opportunity to invite everybody to keep contributing with your ideas as you already have done during these past days. on the OceanWise platform, the OceanWise platform that they have set up for this summit. You can continue uploading your videos, your resources, your ideas, and we really are looking forward to continue this Ocean Week together. So it's been extremely exciting and amazing virtual Ocean Literacy Summit. I thank you all really from my heart. I want to thank again OceanWise for their amazing work to make this happen from a technical point of view, for being always there to help us. And also I want to thank Eurogoose, and in particular Dina Eparkina, for her contribution to make this summit happening, to Gorken Item. She has been able to work around the clock to make the video available for us in time. Amazing work to all the artists, all the panelists. Thank you really very much from my heart. And I think we need to, we cannot end in a better way than giving back the floor to Dreamy for a meditation on the ocean. Thank you very much, and happy World Oceans Day.
Thank you, Francesca. Happy World Oceans Day. We spent so much time just in conversation, just in the virtual realms. So I want to invite us each to embody and integrate all of that we've learned, all that we're here to do, and all that we hope to do. I had the honor of co-creating with Alton Goon's score for our video, A Meditative Experience of the Ocean. An opportunity to feel our waters in our body. So if you can hear me all right, I just invite you to relax into wherever you're sitting or standing. And I invite you to close your eyes. Release the screen. Arriving with a deep inhale, just fill yourself up. Breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly, your lungs, your heart. Letting go with a sigh and a sound. Ha. Again, on your own time. Just dropping into your breath. Maybe for the first time today. Like the water in our body and the water that we consume, our breath is vital for our life. And so it is a doorway into all of creation. And just noticing your breath, your unique breathing. Does it feel maybe short and choppy, like the sea in a storm? Or maybe it feels long and deep, like the center of the deepest ocean. Does your breath feel shallow, like the waters that kiss the shores of the islands that stretch around the planet? Or is your breath long and vast, traveling through every vein in your body, sending vital nourishment to your cells? The inner ocean inside of you. This time you can make the sound of a wave crashing at the shore with an SH, pushing the air out of the lungs. Empty, 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 empty. Push out a little bit more. Stay empty for a moment. Just sit up tall. Lift your heart. Spread your chest. Stay empty. Feel what it's like to crave air, to crave the nourishment. And then with intention, on purpose, inhale through the nose again. Let the air slide down the throat. Let it fill up where you stand or sit. Let it raise your belly like a balloon. Your lungs expand. Your heart fills. Fill up to the very top, the biggest breath of your day and the biggest breath of your life. Imagine yourself a big, fat drop of water falling from a cloud. Fill yourself to the top and hold it at the top. Feel the cloud suspended as it hangs at the edge of the cloud. Hold it. Sip in a little bit more. Hold. Feel the energy swirl inside. Hold. Just soften the face. Hold. Feel the life. Hold. Gently release. And the drop falls. Plopping down onto canopies, you slide down the treetops of the Amazon rainforest, sliding into the river that stretches from the rainforest back into the ocean. And because the ocean doesn't know her name, she only knows she is a limitless body of water. She stretches herself and you go flowing. Maybe into the African continent. And your breath takes you up into Lake Victoria and Uganda. You flow through the Nile. And the breath sends you into the sea. Remembering that all of the breath in your body has been breathed before. As you float back into the ocean, wrapping around stretches of land, sending the breath deeper. Remembering that the breath and the water in the body has a memory of where it's been. Knows every creature it's fed, all the thirst it's quenched. Your breath lands as a home for yourself, and a home for all the creatures we share this planet with. And the waters that flow with the breath, in the veins and the cells, the same waters we share with every creature in the ocean. Down at your very deep center, the memory of what you came to this earth to do. Your unique potential for cleansing and protecting all of the ecosystems that you've ever been a part of. All of the rivers and seas, all of the stretches of land, every cloud that we will ever become, every creature and every human. SH, like the sound of the wave at the shore, to clear, to empty, to clarify. Inhale into your center, your purpose. Fill yourself up. But this time, let the breath stretch beyond the limits of your body. Let it expand past the virtual sphere. Let it connect us to each other, breathing in unison. Exhaling, we dissolve. Boundaries have blurred. We remember how we are everything. We are air and we are water. And how the ocean is our source. Awakening and welcoming yourself back into your body here and now. Maybe a stretch to stretch into the limits that have dissolved from your body, expanding arms, maybe rolling neck, maybe a shake or a shimmy. Arriving here together, interconnected beyond time and space. We celebrate our ocean. We celebrate our capacity to heal and preserve her. We remember the knowledge that lives in our cells, in our blood, in our breath. Thank you. The deepest part of me, bowing to the deepest part of you. Namaste. Happy World Oceans Day.